Hello there. Welcome to my Christmas shave. I want to thank everybody who's watching, all of my viewers and subscribers, and everybody in the wet shaving community that I met, and all of you guys. I want to thank you for a wonderful 2016 and wish you all a Merry Christmas. And let's go ahead and start with the shave. You'll hear my water draining. I filled my scuttle up, the reservoir and the bowl, then set it in my sink and filled my sink up with hot water and submerged it while I was, let me dry my hands, stropping my razor so that it would be wonderfully warm and ready to go. And tonight, I'm going to do kind of a Christmas theme in that everything that I use is going to either be, excuse me, my mustache is curling up into my nose and making it itch. But everything that I'm using tonight has either been given to me as a gift or I won it in a piff. Either way, it was a gift. A piff is a gift, period. They might be a contest or some such thing like that, but it's a gift. So anyway, to start it off, what I'm going to do, I brush. And I may tell you who gave me the item or I may not. It depends on whether I've talked to the person and gotten their permission or not. And some of this I have, some of this I haven't. So for the brush, this is Case Shave Works. It's got an ubersoft knot, and I believe this is an original ubersoft because they did not list it as anything but ubersoft. No ubersoft 2 or whatever the iteration is of it now or whatever. So to my understanding, it's an original ubersoft. This is a wonderful knot. It's the closest thing to really Badger when you start talking about density and the way that it feels of anything that I've used. Fabulous brush. I won it in a piff, a contest off of Case Shave Works Facebook page. Just an absolutely lovely brush, wonderful brush, nice long handle, good shape, works wonderfully well in a bowl, as a bowl lather. And the soap that I'm going to be using is Jolly Roger. This is Beaverwood, right? I think they're Black Ship Trading, I believe is what they call themselves now. But this is a festive holiday, like holiday cake, holiday food. Just an absolutely fantastic, fantastic soap and scent. And I'm using this. The gentleman that sent me this and the aftershave. And this is a fabulous soap, but the aftershave, that stuff is something else. I won't be using it tonight because I have another aftershave that was recently gifted to me for my birthday by Joe Pierce. And I'll let you guys know what that is. You'll probably see it when I get down to the counter to load a brush and load my scuttle. But alright, let's go ahead and move on down. But I certainly do hope that you all have a Merry Christmas. I thought that I would do this before the festivities got started and everybody was involved in all the family fun and all of that. I will most likely, I'm doing this 23rd, I will most likely post this on the 24th. Just depends. I got started late with the shave, and my wife and I when 10 o'clock rolls around, we spend the rest of the evening with each other. Our daughter goes to bed, and that's our time. So I'm not on the computer or anything like that. So this shave is likely to last till around then. So I won't get an opportunity to post it until tomorrow. Just fabulous, fabulous lather right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful, wonderful. And I believe this is tallow soap. Just a lovely. Let me hang on a minute. No. Water, coconut oil, shea butter, stearic acid, potassium hydroxide, glycerin, essential, and fragrance oil. I assumed it was tallow because the friend that gave it to me, he has an affinity for tallow, but he's also said to me that there are some vegan soaps that he just really likes regardless. And so, this is one of them. So, alright. Let's go ahead and move on back up. And before I get started, I've got me some tea here. I want to get me a little bit of something to wet my whistle. Warm water. This is lovely. Lovely soap. My friend that gave it to me. I want you to know I really do appreciate it. It's an absolutely top-notch soap. Beautiful stuff. And the razor tonight is my Elshaw and Son Sheffield. It's a full hollow round point. Lovely blade. The gentleman that gave it to me knows who he is, and I appreciate your friendship and your generosity. This is one of my very favorite. The two razors that you gave me are two of my very favorite razors. Lovely. This blade takes an intensely sharp edge. It's Sheffield steel. I like the Sheffield steel is probably my favorite steel. I like the old American steel. A lot of that I think was probably Sheffield too. They probably bought blanks from Sheffield. Some of it was German, but a lot of it I think was Sheffield. But I like the old American steel as well. But there's something really special about vintage Sheffield steel. Just really beautiful stuff. I've heard other owners say that the Sheffield steel is not quite as hard as, let's say, German steel. All I know is that the stuff hones up really well, and it takes a really nice edge, and it holds it. So, to me, whatever the temper. It's right up my alley. Nothing quite like it. Beautiful. Sorry I bumped the laptop there. I hope that everybody has a fabulous Christmas season, Christmas day, and man, that lather's wonderful. And a wonderful new year. This brush is just, if you get a chance, I haven't looked on their page lately, so I don't know if they're still using this knot or whether they've gone to like the black synthetics that a lot of guys like or whatnot. But if you get a chance to try their brushes, there's a ton of artisans out there making brushes, and you ought to try every one of them that you can that is of good reputation. Matthew Martin, John Michaud, and then, you know, all the rest, Honey Farms, Dennis Colicchio. And look, I've not tried all of these guys. John Michaud, Brush Guy, K-Shave Works. I have tried. But all of these guys have really good reputations. You ought to give them a shot. But if you like the synthetic knots, the ubersoft and whatnot, K-Shave Works makes a wonderful brush. So do all those others that I mentioned. Matter of fact, and I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. It won't be up against the K-Shave Works brush, but I'll show you my favorite brush of all time that I've tried and used is Matthew Martin. And I'll take just a couple minutes after the shave to kind of show you why and to me, I like his brushes the best. I'm not saying anybody else's is bad, but there are a couple of things about his brushes that really fit. But you know me, Mr. Variety. And I want to try as many of them as I can. I like to try Mark Gustafson, I believe is his name. One of his brushes, but he only has 2 or 3 of them on his site. They've been on his site for at least a month. And they're nice looking brushes, but they're not what I'm looking for. I've seen him do what I'm looking for as far as colors and shape and stuff like that. So I know that he can and does. But I think what he does is he only does a couple of them. I'm drying my razor off. 2 or 3 of them, and then, or maybe 4 or 5 of them, and then he waits for them to sell. Let me rinse my face with some cold water. That was hot, so let me. And I'll go to the aftershave. The aftershave tonight was a gift from Joe Pierce for my birthday. It's Bernard Clubman's Virgin Island Bay rum, and I think it'll go wonderfully well with the sweetness in that soap, the sweetness of the bay rum. Oh yeah, will go really well. I have been wanting to try this aftershave for a while. I just never. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Joe. I just never took the time to do it. So that's pretty much now. The scuttle that I used was a Christmas gift from my wife last year. So everything that I used tonight was a gift. But I want to show you why I love. This is not an advertisement for Brush Guy. It's just, this is why I like this brush. And I mentioned what my favorite brush is, and it's Matthew Marting's. And I want to use, I'm just going to use this brush because it's not an artisan brush. It's an old vintage brush. The company's the Everetti's out of business and all of that for a long time. But Anthony McKenzie Jr. put that High Mountain White knot in this brush. And I like brushes that have longer handles because I'm a bowl latherer. If you look, Matthew's is just a bit longer. Well, it's quite a bit longer, actually, than this brush here. This brush is fabulous, just like it is wonderful. Matthew's a bit longer, but it's not way long. You can get, in my opinion, I can get a brush that's a bit too long, and it's not comfortable in my hand. I like Matt's shape. The knot is excellent. Now, he says he sources his silver tip knots and these other knots from different sources, so sometimes there'll be price differences because of that. But it seems to be fairly consistent to me. And this is a Virginia Shing 22 millimeter 3-band Badger silver tip, and it's just an absolutely fantastic brush. Matt puts it at a perfect loft to give me plenty of backbone and plenty of density without the knot being too stiff. I like the shape of his handle. Its length is really perfect for me, but I like the shape of it because it fits in my hand really well. When I hold it, this finger will go right to that waist area, and it's perfect. And the thing of it is if you look at some brushes, and I'm going to just use this as an example, if you see the bottom, it has a flat base so that it sits. Now Matt's has a flat base too, but there's a difference. A lot of the flat base brushes will have this harsh edge. It's kind of harsh. Anthony broke this edge, and I break the edges a bit on my vintage brushes when I restore them. This one here, that edge is broken. You can't really tell it as well, but I did break it with some sandpaper. But a lot of times what will happen is you'll have a brush, and when you go to lather with it, that sharp edge will lay right there in the palm. And it's not that big a deal. It's not really uncomfortable. I don't have a problem with it. I lather with it with zero issues. I love this brush. But Matt's brush, if you look at it, it has a flat base, but it has a curve that goes all the way. So when I put this brush in my hand, what's laying against the palm of my hand is that nice soft curve. And so when I go, and I think he probably, this is probably a refinement that he did through the years. with customer feedback and stuff like that. But when I hold this brush in my hand, it feels 100% natural. Uh, and I mean, it's like an extension of my hand. And it's incredibly comfortable. And so that's, I mean, in a nutshell, the reason that this is my favorite brush. I won't ever, unless it just happens to be one that I really, really want. I like the way it looks. But when I go to spend a lot of money for a brush, and mats aren't that expensive, but when I go to spend money on a brush, it'll most likely be Matt's brushes or another artisan, because this is far superior to a mass-produced brush for me. And I can't thank the artisans enough. I mean, I used a lot of I used a bunch of artisan products. The brush that I used tonight, the scuttle, is an Georgetown Pottery or Artisans. I don't care what anybody says. Jolly Roger, the whole 9 yards is artisan stuff, except for the Clubman, the Bay Rum. And that's just a classic aftershave. But I mean, when you start thinking about Christmas, I start thinking about the things that I'm thankful for. And for me, when it comes to shaving, besides the brotherhood, if you were, the camaraderie, the friendship of all of the people in the community, the artisans, I'm so thankful for men and women that make things like brushes and soaps and razors and aftershaves and all the things that we, scuttles, and all the things that we crave in this community. There are artisans in this community that are making these things with love and integrity. One of the other things that I like about Matthew and his wife, you will never find a more, what's the word? Someone with more integrity than Matthew Marty. Integrity in the way he deals with people, integrity in the way that he that you see him in the community. And look, I'm not singling him out. There's we've got a bunch of really wonderful artisans, people, that men and women that stand behind the product that they sell, and they stand behind the community. And so I want to wish our artisans, particularly tonight, a very special Merry Christmas as well, because you have enriched our lives, and I hope that our love for you and your products have enriched yours. Now, having said all that, I still like stuff like Pinard. I still like a lot of the commercial soaps and creams and aftershaves and stuff, but the artisans hold a special place for me for the things that I just said. So look, whoever you are, my friends, my colleagues, my viewers, my subscribers, thank you so much for making 2016 the wonderful, wonderful year that it's been. And God bless you. Have a fantastic Christmas, and I will see you later.